Nice.
Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with Natalie Reynolds, an individual I had up to this point never heard of, but after doing some brief digging discovered Natalie Reynolds is nothing more than a clout-chasing moron that does quotes around these words, pranks, and is a social media influencer. Okay, we should perhaps talk about those pranks with a video to demonstrate the prank, the context of which is hostage. It's quite a serial term, usually used by those who have taken hostages. In the case of Natalie Reynolds, no. I need them clicks, especially on places like Kick. I'm not going to look down on Kick too hard as I do want to stream them more often, but Kick has its own problems. The creators are one of the problems. Drama Alert had tweeted out a video. Caption, streamer Natalie Reynolds got ambushed by police after doing a kidnapping prank. Here is the clip for your amusement.
You look like a psycho!
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!
Oh my God. And now you're sitting right there.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself.
Put your hands up, Natty. Put your hands up.
Oh my God.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Get out of the car.
I'm getting out.
Get out of the car.
Oh my God, oh my
Get
God.
on the ground.
Natty, hands up, hands up.
No, wait, Zach.
Get on the ground. Get out of the car now.
Okay.
Get on the ground.
Okay.
Get out of the car.
I'm getting out.
You'll notice underneath that tweet, context. As is often the case with this type of content, this video is a fake. The officer can be seen handling a loan and approaches the situation in an unsafe manner. Affirming this is the fact that the officer is not wearing correct uniform and is holding his weapon wrong. This was also tweeted by Top Kick Clips, all caps, Natalie Reynolds could be in deep trouble here. Clearly not. But we're not done with this. You see, Natalie Reynolds also has security and likes to take them to random places for IRL streaming purposes, like the gym, where she decided to wear painted on gym attire at the gym and was approached by somebody who, quite frankly, I'm on the side of.
You don't have clothes on, you need to be out of here, man.
I do have clothes on.
That's funny.
Go closer.
How's your wife?
That is funny. I work in the industry enough to know. I work in the entertainment field.
He's saying you need to leave. He's not.
Leaving you at the honor.
No, not report you for decency.
Report me.
Cool.
Good.
I mean, she's covered, so.
Yeah, she's covered.
She's covered.
I agree with Gomzi, who had replied to Drama Alert by saying, I'm sick of these influencers walking around with security guards thinking they can do just whatever they want. I fully agree with that. Now, I said the creators were one of the problems on Kick. There is another problem. It's not just the lack of engagement in comment sections when you're live, or the live chat, I guess that's what it's called. It's the bots. On Twitch, I had to introduce a verification process because we kept getting spams, links, the usual stuff really. None of it remotely acceptable, but commonplace. So you have to take extra measures to make sure your chat and your viewers are safe and don't get scammed. Then you get streamers that are not known to anyone, with a chat in their live chat especially that is kind of dead, yeah? With 500,000 people watching his live stream. But as the comment in the image shows, tweeted out by Keemstar, ain't no way he got 200k view bot of death. He has no subs, as you can see on the Xmas subs part. He's got nothing going on, so violent fights, replied Keemstar, bro after receiving his $1 check wondering why he only got $1. I'll be honest, that dollar is quite charitable. The bot view problem is not great. It's not ideal. Nobody would want that for their account. Nobody would want that for their brand, their growth. But some people do pay for their viewers. They waste money on it. On YouTube, it's quite normal for some to buy their subscribers. But as they get closer to things like play buttons, that fake subbery, yes, will invariably bite them on the backside. Firstly, because their views aren't reflecting the sub growth, because usually you do get increase in viewership for an increase in sub. Don't forget here, as more people join, others do leave. There is a balance, okay? In this, you had 500,000 people watching, but you didn't. You had 500,000 fakes watching. Promote kick all you like, but this doesn't make people want to go to your platform more. I want to use that platform more for RPG games, but also because they give you a bigger cut of the subscription revenue. However, downside to that, less bits, which is something quite useful on Twitch, and less chat engagement. Mod view's not ideal either. So we've started with 2 people on Kick. Yes, Natalie Reynolds, the absolute melt, and some streamer that no one's ever heard of getting views that were quite clearly bots. Let's now talk about something completely different in the form of an ecosexual. The New York Post had tweeted, "I'm an ecosexual. I have fallen in love with an oak tree." Retweeted by Ranting Monkey, "There's a wood joke here, but I'm way too tired to make it." Ecosexuality is something that had been mocked and parodied by the likes of Andy Warski years ago before he lost his channel, in the form of a short video of him humping various plant life. There are obvious jokes here and remarks concerning splinters, but I want to take you to the article instead so we can have a really good not laugh at this. If you fall for a tree in the woods, does it make a sound? Oh, you're so funny. A self-proclaimed ecosexual took nature loving to the extreme after becoming infatuated with an oak tree, which she says fills her with an erotic energy. Quote, "There was an eroticism with something so big and so old holding me back." She is a self-proclaimed ecosexual, defined by Here Come the Ecosexuals as a person who finds nature romantic, sensual, and sexy, and often imagines Earth as their lover. The self-intimacy guide and somatic sex educator in training first started pining for the plants after moving to Vancouver Island in the winter of 2020. Semyonova, who also specializes in erotic storytelling, said she lay eyes on a giant oak tree while on her daily nature strolls during lockdown. Quote, "I was walking a path near the tree 5 days a week for the whole winter. I noticed a connection with the tree. I would lie against it." She has romantic feelings for the tree, saying that she loves the feeling of being tiny and supported by something so solid, the feeling of not being able to fall. Why don't you just get yourself one of those, I don't know, muscly men? Yeah, I hear they're quite strong. Or is it the wood part that really turns you on? The tree hugger has said that being with people just does not compare. Quote, "The presence I feel with the tree is what I'm looking for, but that's a fantasy with a person. I have been craving that rush of erotic energy that comes when you meet a new partner, and that is not sustainable." She has clarified though, because obviously this needs to be stated, there is no intercourse with the tree, just tree-erotic experiences all in her mind, because the ent are missing. Treebeard is nowhere to fist her, and of course a whomping willow would hit her far too hard. A big misconception is that ecosexuality means sex between people and nature. It's a different way to explore the erotic. To watch the changing of the seasons is to me an erotic act. You go from death in winter and then everything comes alive in spring and mates. You realise it's a bit morbid though when you think about it, because if winter is death, then you have lost your partner multiple times, right? Or you're treating this like a 9-month-long erection that just can't stay up any longer for the cold months. But just for everyone that's listening, hi all one of you, according to this ecosexual, it is present in a lot of people, and that getting in touch with our roots could solve a lot of climate issues. Sure, dump your carbon in the first hole you see in a tree. By carbon, I mean your sexual energy, of course. Consider it tree cycling, yeah? Quote, "There's a reason we want to go for picnics in parks and hike in nature. What we fail to notice is that the reason we want this is to tap into the life force that comes from these things, which is the erotic. I believe that we could gain, from having a more symbiotic relationship with nature. I go for sodding walks because it's good cardio. I put on music and ignore literally everything around. I don't think I fall under your bracket of ecosexual. Others do it because they enjoy the fresh air because of city life. Others do it because they want to boink the living feck out of every mahogany tree they see. Hard, sturdy, really heavy, bestest." So while we're in the ballpark of dumb things that the police should consider getting involved in, because I think that we should listen and believe all plants have been violated by other humans. Yes, sarcasm somewhere. Callum on Twitter. "The British police no longer feel safe on Twitter. Good, give them everything they deserve. I have made my views quite clear on the UK police for many years, because the UK police are an absolute travesty, tragedy, joke." Context though, because Callum includes 2 images. I'm going to provide the context. South Yorkshire Police. This is the face of a 41-year-old Barnsley man who had done something to a vulnerable child after spotting them wandering the streets alone at night. Today, Ziad Taibi of that street has been jailed for 15 years. Continuing, while we welcome comments on our posts and understand people may have different views, we do not tolerate racism on our page. If racist comments or remarks continue, we will turn comments off on this post. Such comments may also be investigated. Continuing, comments have now been disabled. We do not tolerate hate on our page. More information on our social media house rules can be found here. Why? Because they got a lot of comments of people saying Barnsley man and beautiful British name, Zaitabi. They were getting ratioed, okay? They were getting ratio. They had 2k likes, 1.5k retweets, 436 comments, and the vast majority were he's not a Barnsley man. Of course, the serious part of this is this man, if you can call him that, took advantage of an 11-year-old girl. 15 years is not enough. Of course, I fully support a life sentence or an immediate deportation, but since this country has many people who've managed to yo-yo back into the country, that part would be comical. So, neutral loaf for the rest of their life, living in a poop bucket. How's that? You are, after all, what you eat. Honourable mention goes to Rumble. Chris Pavlovsky on Twitter had said, I will not be bullied by foreign government demands to censor Rumble creators. My statement on turning off Brazil. So Brazil is the idiot honourable mention here. Recently, the Brazilian courts demanded we remove certain creators from Rumble. As part of our mission to restore a free and open internet, we have committed not to move the goalposts on our content policies. Users with unpopular views are free to access our platform on the same terms as our millions of other users. Accordingly, we have decided to disable access to Rumble for users in Brazil while we challenge the legality of the Brazilian court's demands. We are disappointed by the court decisions that have caused the Brazilian people to lose the ability to view a wide range of Rumble content. This action will not have a material effect on our business, but we hope the Brazilian courts reconsider their decision so we can restore service soon. To those in Brazil, I highly recommend you consider a VPN. I really do. Or go with a browser that has one built into it. Take advantage of that as a creator so you can continue to be heard on platforms where you should be heard. YouTube would happily, Facebook would happily kowtow to the likes of a court. I use Rumble. I support platforms like Rumble. I firmly believe in alternative platforms existing. And you, a creator, you, a viewer, should have access to all of it. You really should. Second honorable mention goes to this creator, Stoned Zebra on TikTok, who has been married for a while and has decided to come out as non-binary. This has led to an argument with their husband because the non-binary wife believes that their husband is no longer straight. The husband disagrees.
Hey, so we're having a real debate right here. I am non-binary. I am a non-binary woman. I have a vagina owner. And my husband tells me consistently that he is a cis man that likes vagina. And that's how he identifies, as a straight cis man. I find it offensive that my husband sees himself as straight when he's married to someone who is non-binary.
Bullshit?
Don't you just love marriage? Have you considered counselling, by the way? You might find a middle ground can exist. Perhaps you identify as a wife and they identify as a unicorn fart. To the final subject, we're going to talk about Claudine Gay, who had been accused at Harvard of plagiarism. This is quite important. In late October, the college had called the allegations that she lifted other academics' work demonstrably false and that all her works were cited and properly credited. Days later, Gay had asked for an investigation. Harvard tore up its own rules to ask outside experts to review her work, saying it had to avoid a conflict of interest. Those same experts found she did need to make multiple corrections to her academic record. The law firm that Harvard employed to try to keep the plagiarism allegations from ever coming to light told the New York Post it would sue for immense damages. Harvard had never revealed an investigation had been launched as the lawyers put pressure on the Post to kill its reporting. More than a month later, on December the 12th, Harvard said that Claudine Gay had been investigated by its top governing body and was correcting 2 academic journals to acknowledge where her work had really come from, meaning that the claim it was properly credited was false. It gets better though, because she then had to correct a dissertation because of new allegations, and was hit by an official complaint from an academic at another university that alleged 40 separate incidents of plagiarism in her 11 published works and her dissertation. This has led to a congressional probe into her academic record, and Republican lawmakers say they are willing to subpoena Harvard over the college's apparent sham investigation. Why do I say sham? Because they had cleared her before they even investigated her, and the fact that its lawyers have, as you now know, falsely claimed her work was properly cited, as she had to put a correction in it that is clearly not the case, meaning they are doing everything they can, Harvard that is, to undermine intellectual rigor and scrutiny under the guise of a and that's it. It is unacceptable for a university that thinks it's one of the best in the world. You're not, by the way. Just in case you were wondering, you can get qualifications that are more highly regarded working at McDonald's than anything you get from Harvard. If you think I'm wrong, chances are you've been huffing Claudine Gay's farts for far too long. You, Harvard, should be ashamed of yourself for trying to bury what is and should be a valid criticism levied at one of your academics who could be a fraud.